Good day. Welcome to you folks from Soul Jazz. It is with great pleasure to see you visiting Studio One, the pioneer leader of Jamaican music. I'm going to take you inside that you can see all around and see where it all began. Clement Dodd and his Studio One music that is so accepted in the world today, which I'm really thankful for. Yeah, here he is.
Is the name, music is the game, Studio One happens to be the station. So black people run, come let me give you a demonstration about music education to admiration, yo. Do it, yeah.
Alright.
I'm Johnny Moore. They call me Dizzy. Dizzy Johnny.
I'm Leonard Dillon, leader founder of the group Ethiopians.
Lincoln Sugar Minot, youth promotion, Black Roots production, you know, singer-songwriter, producer, and the whole works. Coming out originally from the studio of Studio One. Welcome, don't know, one love and identity.
Hi, this is Ken Booth, and I'm from Kingston, Jamaica. I'm a singer and entertainer.
Yes, yours truly, Alton Ellis, and here for your interview.
Jeans was in, the Dangaree, you know, everybody, yeah. But for this climate down here, it still was the right thing.
No matter what the people say, these sounds leads the way. It's the art of the bass, my boss DJ. I can stay it. Hot it to the top, to the very last drop.
Well, I'm Clement Dodd, better known as Sir Coxsone Downbeat, Master of the Royal Society of Jazz, and King of Sound Systems.
Undoubtedly, Studio One produces majority of the best music in Jamaica.
The backyard DJ adds his own special flavor. He turns down the vocal track and dubs his own patois rhyme schemes.
The first time when I went to Studio One, you know, the first time you go to the studio, waiting your turn, right? And I would take a peep just to see, they would come out. They would run me up there.
Whenever we started the session, I didn't really sit down much. I was always dancing, so they used to call me the dancing operator.
Everything was going like 24 hours like this straight. Recording, voicing, cooking, singing, you understand? And about 6 pressing plants inside, it was just going like mad, all day, you know?
Where were you born and brought up?
Born in Kingston and brought up in Kingston. You know, basically from Orange Street to East Street, you know.
And when you were growing up, that was their music in the house?
Well, yes, we had Martha Richards radio, and we used to listen to the foreign station a lot. like Voice of America, listening to people like Billy Eckstein and Sierra Vaughan, Lionel Lampton, Louis Jordan, you know.
And what did your mum do?
She had like a grocery store, and I was quite busy there helping. And when I get home from work, you know, because at that time I was a mechanic, so we get off work 4 o'clock, so by 5:30 we'll be playing music, and people would expect that and come from other part of the city, stay outside and enjoy the music, buy a lot of beer and stuff like that. Yeah.
When did you first start playing in the store?
In the late 40s, early 50s, yeah.
So how old are you then?
It'll take a bit of calculation to figure that, yeah. There was Tom, the great Sebastian. He had a sound system, which I used to go by on weekends and listen. He was playing rhythm and blues too. He was playing a lot of Wyoming Harris and stuff like that.
Well, I first met Mr. Dodd through a DJ that he had by the name of Clement, who was the first disc jockey in Jamaica at the time.
Was he speaking on the
No, the speaking wasn't really in the swing. I came back and changed that with a lot of toasting, you know.
Did you get that idea from America?
America, right. And then I got together with Count Machuki and, you know, would just toast to him like I've heard it on the radio station.
No, well, Coxsone wasn't the first sound system, but Coxsone sound system was the first sound system to create disc jockeys that would use the microphone in between records. All the other DJs before our time, they would only just put on the records or either dance with a girl or drink a beer, but it wasn't anything exciting. Count Machuki and myself, we are the two persons that started this mic business.
The way they rap, you felt involved because it sounded like they're rapping especially to you, you know. And this is stuff we came back to Jamaica with, that our sound took off because my sound was the only sound that doing stuff like that.
Look before you leave and breathe before you walk. Mom before you down in about the skyline. Cause you know this is Iowa man, you got a religion. Man about to hold up your hand.
In the earlies, well, this little tree here was very smaller, the sake tree here, and there was a big black mango tree right there. We used to that come there. There was a big black mango tree. What? God used to write those mangas every second. Because if 100 artists is into this yard, and every man that climbs is like you cannot find no more than 2. When you find 2, you will never find another one. And if someone else climb, you'll find 2. And you can't find another one. And if this man climb, he'll find 2. That's the way. It was like a joke here, man. Everyone feed off of this mango tree.
Then they want to see you drop. Try to use your top, then they want to see you drop. You don't try at all, them say you lazy boy. Don't try at all, me say you lazy boy. So all you got to do is come and spread a little joy. They act like a man about to act like a bun.
So where did you get the idea to go to America?
Well, in the early days, it was a popular thing of the recruiting men for Florida, you know, to either work in fruit or vegetable or the sugar cane. But that was like the idea of early means of making some good money within a short period.
So was everyone Jamaican?
Yeah, all Jamaican.
So did you mix with the Americans at all, or?
Really, at work. Yeah, at work we mix with it. And weekend, you know, when you go party, you mix a lot with the Americans.
So would the parties be in town, or?
Yes, more, yeah, you would say in town. It would be jukeboxes. When we go to like live shows, then it's quite different. It would be band. Because you didn't have sound system in America at that time, just the jukeboxes.
Well, when you're driving it high, it makes you think you're driving it low. Well, when you hit 85, still think you're going slow. Well, the closer you get, the faster that Cadillac goes. Get up, little car, I gotta go catch my gal. Well, she's riding in the Cadillac, riding with my best pal.
While I was there, I sent the amplifier along with a lot of records and stuff like that.
So you knew that was what you were going to do?
Yes, and I sent diagram of how like the box to be built. Then my old lady got involved, gave out the boxes, and she just started. As a matter of fact, she was the very first female DJ in Jamaica. I get ideas from some of the jukebox, you know, to build these boxes with a lot of glass and fancy stuff and writing on it. When the amplifier, the power of the amplifier was much less, it wasn't strong enough to break the glass. So we went for beauty, you know.
So they made it of glass?
Yeah, yes, certain spots.
The drums were over on that side, the bass man right there, and the arms would be here, and the vocals would be in, somewhere in the middle there doing that thing.
Well, yes, this back microphone was Bob Marley famous microphone. And up to now, you can't go no higher than this in studio microphone. It's a normal. This is the top of the line.
Cedric Brooks, Cedric or Roland or Tommy.
So why was he separate from them?
No, he used to play what the guitar also played, span with. That's why we call him Mr. Campbell.
I notice while working generally, I usually find that coming from the back of a speaker, there usually is a softer, heavier sound of the bass. So I actually created a bass box where I put an aperture at the back and put a mic at the back. So in other words, not the front of the speaker, at the back.
Came back, fresh ideas, big boxes, attended the popular sound system of the day, see what they were doing. And Duke Reed was a friend of the family. So I had the records. So I used to go around, play them on his sound system so as to see how the dance fan would accept it.
On his sound system?
On his sound system.
What, he let you try it out? Or?
This was doing a lot for him because I was playing record that he didn't even know.
It was many sound system in those days. Sound system had just begun because orchestra started to fade out around 1952. All the orchestras start to leave Jamaica and start to make their base in England.
So do you think he knew that you were training to start competition?
Well, maybe, but he wouldn't really figure me that much competition to him because he's a bigger person and in the business well established, you understand?
There was another man around who was Duke Reed, the Trojan. And the contest used to be between Duke Reed and Sir Coxsone's downbeat at all time.
I got a job at Bacha Milan, and I think this is where we really hit it strong.
I put the two of them together.
Sound clash?
Yes, as a double sound for one night, Duke Reed and Coxsone.
So the booking was between me and Duke. Well, Duke was the senior sound, so he pulled the crowd.
Himself, Count Machuki, was the disc jockey, and myself were at that dance, monitoring the sound.
Duke opened the dance, and I would come on about 12 o'clock in the night. And surprisingly, we really upset the whole thing because they figured that I was the man of the evening.
And this was around 1954, 55.
And was that exciting?
Very excited because Duke Reed himself was really a big sound too.
Being a young sound at that time, they thought maybe I was able to play 2 hours, but after they see how I held the crowd, then they just send home Duke and let me play for the rest of the night.
Coxsone grew up with we. Duke Reed was an ex-policeman. So because of that, I think the crowd would follow Coxsone more. Although Duke Reed used to have a good following. But the regular boys, as I would call it, the regular boys, the corner boys and the street fellows, then everybody cling to Coxsone because we are all coming through the same tracks.
What we thought of playing, if you came over and started playing songs that people never heard before and then move into it, to keep them in that groove, to play another good song that they're familiar with, to keep that, groove going. Then you might hit them with a new song But you have to make certain that it's something good enough that could keep them going.
Well, my name is Winston Sparks, aka King Street. I was born in Kingston, the year 1940.
Jackie heard a guy whistling. And Jackie said, "That's E sharp, you know." And Roland said, "Yes." And Roland took up his hand like that. And finds it was E sharp and said, "You're gonna be a great musician."
Well, my name is Lascelles Perkins, born Jamaican, Kingstonian.
To be totally frank, there was something about Lee Perry that up until this day have me mystified. He's a mystical individual.
Every artist in Jamaica those days, as if you don't break that barrier, you don't beat barrier, it's like you're not reaching nowhere.
So you have Duke Reed fan coming there touting for Duke. You have my fan touting for me. Then if there's a third town, you have fans from them come there.
So it's actually organised to be a clash?
Yeah, that's right. You know. So we'd clash, and then sometimes those clash work an hour for each person. But if you're not really playing that suitable for the people down, and then.
So would that be, would you have a different, do you each have your own sound system?
Yes, each of us had our own.
So would it be one at one end and the other at the other end of the hall?
Yes, and sometimes we are like about here, because although this may be the platform, my sound, the other person's sound, the other person there, and the other person there, but the speaker box is spread all over. So as to cover the dance hall properly, you would have three of us in this corner here. We have a box each. There it goes. So when you switch from one to the other, you don't hear much difference because the box is there. It's only that if one sounds better than the other, it's quite clear.
Kingsland could accommodate at least probably more than 4,000 people.
4,000?
Yes, Kingsland was really a big place. Kingsland take up a block, one block. It take up from Church Street to Love Lane.
Height of the sound clash was when we started making local recording, because that time you could have more songs than your competitor and better songs if your recording was good. That excel you to the top.
See you be real king, you be not jolly thing. It was started on you got you to the cream of the crop. And you don't be sort of a musical power, or you become a world slower.
To keep the identity from the folks, we used to scratch the label, not even the label. The label also the names.
Where did you get that idea?
I wonder where, but I wasn't the only person doing it. You know, everybody who had a good record that wasn't popular, they erased the name and the label, because sometimes you'd be able to track the record because you know what label it's on. Because of erasing the song, you had to really give it a name. So you had songs like Coxsone Hop, Downbeat Shuffle, and stuff like that.
So how long did you have, like, say Coxsone Hop? How long did you own it before someone else had it?
Well, Coxsone Hop, I don't think anybody ever gets around to that. Yeah. In America, the rhythm and blues was kind of fading, dying out. Then came the rock and roll. But the rock and roll didn't go over strongly in Jamaica. So about that time, we realized we had to really make some music of our own to keep the people happy. So went in the studio now and start recording. So the first couple of times I went inside, we did a little calypso there, a little tango, you know, danceable like. And we did some rhythm and blues, tried to copy the rhythm and blues with that driving beat. And after a couple of sessions, you see how the people accept it. You felt that, you know, you was on a good track.
He was doing recording at the time for his sound, not for publication. You know, it was like dub plate, because all the other sound system usually go to America and buy the same songs that he went and bought 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. So he couldn't stay ahead of them and playing the same song that they are playing. So he began to record his own thing to play on his sound.
We did reference disc, which is now called dub plate. And you'd make your reference disc and you come to your party and find out that the people love it so bad. So if you have more than one set system, because at one time I had 5, you understand? So I would have to cut 5 dub off of that specific record. When we started, we didn't have an idea this could be a business. This record was saleable. We know it was suitable and we was trying to satisfy our dance fan and things like that. You understand? But we didn't have a clue that this could really work out into something saleable.
So do you remember the musicians you picked, first of all?
Well, yes, I started early with Clue J and Ronald Alfonso, Johnny Moore, Jerry, and quite a few. We were playing on so much free party, and the word was getting around, and then everybody is happy to know it's Jonathan from off the corner that they know is singing this song, you know.
So were the people and were the musicians, did they come to the party to hear it?
Oh yes, man. Roland never miss a party. He's always there. And you know, even the vocalist, if he has something that is current and moving, he has to be seen, show himself, and you know.
And then the dance hall now. You see, they're talking about dance hall? Dance hall was long ago. Then I would have to go to the dance hall to hear the dub. When I did that song, You're No Good, I asked him which dance is going to take it tonight, because you have 3 sets. Number 1, number 2, number 3. Right? And he told me, well, he's going to take it to Forrester's Hall so I can meet him out there. And I went there, and the first night I didn't hear it. Because when Machuki, the selector, he selects how he feels, so I'll be there the whole night and I don't hear my song. And then I'd go back another night and I hear, You're No Good, and everybody dancing, you know.
One of the early records we released was Easy Snapping, and that was like about a year and a half, 2 years after it was actually recorded. But it was so strong, and people were saying, don't be trying to make a record of that. I would say, you think it will sell? I say, yeah, man. So we give it a try. And that was the start of the business, because then we realized, you know, it could be a business because records like that sold a lot.
The island is J.A., Jamaica. The North Coast has a steel band or two and enough calypso to make your Arthur Murray money well spent on a honeymoon in Ocho Rios. But chances are you'll miss the real pulse of this island, the real sound. Oh, it can be heard just a few steps from Dunn's River Falls, just a 24-inch speaker away from the Jamaican Hilton. But it isn't yet a part of the modified American plan. So you'll fly home humming "Welcome to Jamaica, where the rum come from," without having heard one skank guitar chord, not one bulldozing bass riff, not one wailing lyric of J.A.'s heartbeat. Reggae. Welcome to Jamaica, where the reggae come from.
I think I started at Brentford Road here about 6 to 1, you know. Yeah.
And was that a big step?
Well, yes, of course, because we could spend more time putting the records, the sounds together, so you'd get a perfect record. When you hire a studio, you're kind of watching the clock on the wall, and sometimes you accept a take just because of time is running out. But when you have your own studio, you know, you try to get perfection and you stick to that. At that time, I was the only person in Jamaica who was recording steadily with a in-house band.
Do they pay the wage for the week or for a session? Or?
No, after we got things going and was certain of ourselves now, then I started a weekly arrangement with the band. The band would play from Monday to Friday, say 10 to about 4 in the evenings, 10 to 5, you know, around that time. And that was a weekly thing we had going. So...
And did people like that arrangement? Or?
Yeah, man, they love it. And you see why that went over strongly is that the only place that was hiring musicians steadily per week was the hotel. And what they was making here, they was happier recording here than the hotel. The hotel wouldn't pay that kind of money.
Was it also that they could play more interesting music?
Yes, because the hotel, they stick to the calypso and the little, you know, ballad here or there. But here, they come in and never know what they're going to end up playing, you know.
How often did you work?
Well, we worked. It was like a daily situation, and everybody looked forward to it because we were enjoying what we were doing, you know. When we just got started, the bass player, Clement, he was more or less the upfront person. When we come into record, you would say, everybody has the line. That is to say that everybody has to be mentally prepared to do the job, because everybody's getting paid, so everybody got to have an input. It's not that you're getting $10 to arrange and I'm going to get $5 to play. Everybody's collecting the theme, so everybody has got to have an input in the thing. Yeah.
When we was playing the boogie woogie and the shuffle and thing like that, we realized that we were definitely swatting or copying the American stuff. But after playing and experimenting along the way, we realized we could do something on our own. And then just for that difference, this is why we decided to really come up and stick to the scale.
So you thought we want to make something Jamaican?
Some Jamaican sound, true Jamaican sound. Out of Scat came Scatlites, because we were in the studio here, and after we experimented and got it over, it was the men inside here that's doing most of the ska. So we just gave them the name, the Scatlites, you know, something to identify that they were definitely playing ska.
We decided on drafting some of the people that played in the studio, those who feel could put a very dynamic group together. And so we did that. We called on Makoka, Alfonso as outsiders, and Jajeri.
Did you release records by them straight away? Like the first Scatlites record?
Oh yes, because when Scatlites came about, it had developed into a record business. In the early stage when I was recording people like Cluj and stuff like that, we thought this was only for our sound system and the dances. So after releasing a couple and realized it was so successful, then realize everything now.
But did you think of yourself as a ska band or a jazz band or a Jamaican? Or...
The name was Scatlight, was a ska band, you know. We played other music. Sometimes we play a waltz or two, or sometimes we play one of the American pop things, but our basic aim was to propagate ska.
They seem to record a lot of material very quickly.
Well, yes, because these were the cream of the musician, you know, available. Because after you have Roland and you have Tommy, then you have the two best horns band there, tenor. Jackie was Johnny was very good. Not to mention Dan Drummond's.
So I always imagine it was Don Drummond's leading the group, is that not?
Well, he was so popular that some people would figure he was the leader, but at all time it was really Tommy. Yeah. But when it come to session now, Dan would come to the session with his own composition. You understand? Even more than the rest of the guys.
What we did were like backing vocals. We had vocals who come in and we would put the music together for the vocalists. They'd come with a a set of lyrics and they probably have a melody sometimes, but as far as the arrangement of the music, the musicians generally put it together.
Would the singer be in the room when you recorded?
Ah, yes. It's not like though when you lay a rhythm, everybody had to work because the mics were limited and I guess the tracks were limited too.
Yeah, well, where you get the melancholy to know is from the Don Drummond's writing. He has that sound, you know.
And was that to do with how he felt, or just you like?
Well, yes, how he felt, and he was like that, you know.
And did you like that?
Yeah, we love that because it's like the wind instrument kind of lay back, and then the rhythm is pumping, and it's just like the arm just lay back, and the rhythm section is pumping, you know. So it just give you that double feeling, you know. It was good.
Songs. The Scatterlight did a lot of tunes. We did some before we were named Scatterlight, and the Scatterlight lasted for about a year. And we did a lot of songs in that year, because like I said, actually every day we were here in the studio, and it's like a day's work. 9 to 5, we come in and we work, and we don't have any set time to get off. We work till we, hey, that's it. I've had enough for the day.
To the basic success.
Come on in. You're welcome to the Success Club. This is where we had all the good vibes going in 1960, 61, 62. Right here was the good old Success Club. This is where we had the good Monday night dances with Count Hazy, Sir Coxsone downbeat. We had a lot of clash here too, dance clash, Duke Reed, Sir Coxsone, Lord Coos, yeah. But it was all fun. It was all fun. Those were the days. Coming up, I've been introduced as one of a great old fan. This was a great fan of ours in the 1960s. All these men made it good, you know. These men was great guys. Yes.
Our dancer. This one. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Make a success club. Next dancer in Kingston.
Yeah, man. So did he have the best sound system?
Yeah, number one, man. Him number one, honestly, man. Not Jack, not
I know you pick me up, you know.
That is true, man. Number one, man. Wrong beat.
Wrong beat.
Listen.
So where was the DJ and where were the sound systems?
Inside. Yes, inside. Up on the veranda. You will set up inside on the veranda. Up on the veranda. Where are you prefer, you know? Sometimes we sit up inside, sometimes we sit up outside.
Let's go to the back. Yeah, man. Arthritis, you know.
Arthritis, yeah.
No growth, man. Thank God.
Don't forget some barra bitters, you know.
Yeah, the bitters make your blood circulate.
Yeah. But it is the bar that.
And did their food?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Kitchen and bar.
Why was Coxsone's the best sound system then?
No, because
best music.
Music-wise. Make the sound be the number one.
Yeah, I'm have the best artists.
And the best artists.
All the top artists them pass. All the great artists them have come through. What we're thinking of next, there is a place, you think PORA would be nice? I say in the early days, Success was the main fun place. Yeah. A lot of fun.
God say yes when it's success.
Yeah.
Everywhere that you go, they will tell you that success was a good
Success was the best. Yeah. It's like we're going up here for a little soda. You can come in. Yeah. Watch it. On a dance night, you know, all here filled with people, you know. Yeah. Everybody full, yeah. Watch it now, watch it. Can't afford to lose, you know.
See them flowers?
What you driving for?
This place used to be
Yeah.
was a regular place. Right through the night, you would have people coming inside here also, you know.
It's loud, so it travels for a distance. Not people far away hear the sound and track it and come right here.
Maybe another sound system down the road.
Quite possible, quite possible. Would be another sound. But sometimes you have a dance here, then right in front here is the neutral on, right in front here. Sometimes there's another set over there, yeah, playing. So it's always playing the best music that track the crowd.
So did you like the competition?
Yeah, that competition all the way, all the way.
Yes,
I had a lot of respect for Duke because he's the elder of us, right? And the friendship went back to my parents knew him. The competition was just like when you're in the dance hall. But when you meet together as men, you try to be, you know, cool and all right.
It was very diplomatic between the both of them because Duke, Coxsone always treat him with disrespect. Duke is a older man than Cox, you know. And Cox, you always treat him with disrespect. Hello, Mr. Reed, and treat him like that. But when him turn back, he was damage him musically, see. Yes, son. So it was just this thing going on between them, and Mr. Reed is a man that, you know, just people and their ways because he always have this gun at his side and have this grumpy face.
Duke got a liquor store and the studio. The liquor store is downstairs and the studio is upstairs. But he's got a speaker box wired to the liquor store, right? So whatever is going on upstairs, he can hear it. And remember, if what he hear he don't like, he's coming upstairs with all them guns, you know.
The lick in regards to Treasure Island Studio One now. Studio One have that sound, that street sound. From you hear it, all the mistakes you like and everything about it, you're gonna like that. It just have that sound, that catching sound. You know, with Jackie Me Too behind it, you know. That Jackie Me Too feel. And that was what I mean by the lick. Duke tune was stiff and straight. You understand? And to the point. No leaning that way and that. It was just like that's different to the recording, you know.
I can remember on one occasion I was sitting in the studio and he normally have Tommy McCook and this saxophone player called Herman Marquez, right? So whenever there is any mixing, when they are mixing the tune them, right, Tommy or Marquez would be there. And one day we were there and they were mixing a song and Duke Reed was sitting down and observing what was going down. So he heard something that we didn't hear, you know, and he asked Errol to stop the tape and said, he looked at us and said, "Didn't you hear that?" So I said, "No." He looked at Marcus and said, "Didn't you hear that?" Marcus said, "No." He said, "Run the tape again," right? And when Errol played by the tape, we still couldn't pinpoint what he was on about. So where I was sitting, the mixing board was, it's like the mixing, Duke was in front of me, sitting down, right? And I was sitting beside the mixing board, beside Errol and Marcus over that way. But I wasn't paying much attention to Duke. I was listening, see if I could hear what he was talking about, right? And all of a sudden I hear a shot rang out, you know. Joke take out him gun and fire a shot in the corner right beside me. Right? And he said, that damn rat. Right? There was no rat there, right? You know, there was no rat there. He just wanted to get us listening, you know what I mean? Saying that we are idling, you know. Yeah, that shot was so loud, man. I just jump and, you know, that's joke, you know.
Actually, at Studio One, we were the first to be recording strictly local music. And I think because of that, I had the edge over the other producers who had to rent a studio or whatever it is. And then the 60 was a very good period for me because I went into strictly building of artists, you know.
I'm in a dancing mood. I'm in a dancing mood. I'm in a dancing mood. When you feel the beat, you got to move your feet. You got to clap your hands. You got all the soul deep inside, 'cause you can't hide. I'm in a dancing mood. I'm in a dancing mood. I'm in a dancing mood.
Yeah, man, we used to wear some shine suits, man. I tell you, man, is that first time, you know, it was more uniform more than now, you know, so we had to go to a tailor and get some flashy suits and stuff like that. If you can look on the Clarendonians LP, when I was small, is that we had some flashy things going on, you know. At that time, I don't feel I would really like wearing them now, you know.
Okay, I was about 19 plus, 18 plus 19. Very man, very man. It was so exciting and feels so good to know that, because really, Wailers was the upcoming group at that time. As a young group, more revolutionary in those days. And there was a group of young people going with. And to know that I was among Wailers and they are the one that backed my first recording was very exciting, you know.
Oh, it was lovely. Studio One is where I really enjoy my youth.
it was like a family feeling, you know. So even the whole artist was doing this also to help me, to help the kids. Well, I guess my other competitors or the people in the business didn't have much faith in the business because I think I was the first black man to really start with it as a business. You know, both having the studio, having the shop, the record store, and even started to export the records.
In order to accelerate economic development and to raise living standards, Jamaica is putting increasing emphasis on producing and manufacturing for export. What was originally produced to meet the demands of the domestic market must also now be suitable for export. These products must meet the high standards of quality set in the international marketplace and have a distinct Jamaican characteristic in craftsmanship, content, and design.
At that time, I was weak to music. Wherever it goes, it lowered me, you know. Wherever you would know that a bunch of musicians get together playing, we'll find ourselves there and listening. They used to play in the hills, Warwicker Hills. They used to rehearse there. And I used to attend rehearsal and things like that. And then the idea came up that I would really keep a dance in the city here with my sound system, plus their drums. And we had that at the Success Club on Monday night, and it was great success, you know.
When I left the military band, I also left home because getting involved with Rastafari at that time, you automatically became an outcast. So you had was to find some Rasta brethren where you could go and, you know, spend your time, you know, and I chose Countess because I was in love with the way that they played the drums there, and I like playing with the drums, so I chose that area to really spend most of my time.
True, they were playing drum. A lot of the wind instrument used to go by them as a means of rehearsing.
Such as?
Yes, Johnny Moore, Dan Drummonds, Tommy, Seymour.
What, in the cameras he didn't mind that? He thought that was...
No, he loved that because that was big, and then in his area he was the big guy because you have, you know, a sort of top musician coming by his place. You are now entering PORA, famous Monday night dance hall. Welcome. Come on in. Good day, good day, good day, good day. So this was where we had the sound system set it here on stage. And then this would be the dance hall. You had speakers like right in front here. You had speaker at each end of the dance, and then the rest of the speaker would be outside on the lawn.
So what would people be wearing? In like suits or shirts?
No, casual. At time, jeans was in, the dungaree, you know, everybody, yeah. But for this climate down here, suit wasn't the right thing, you know, just a t-shirt or
What did the women wear?
They were nice, crazy clothes, but yeah.
And did you ever come with your wife, or did she not come?
Well, once in a while, but you know, it's best to leave the wife to take care of the home while you take care of the business.
Yeah, this is Rosemary Lane, you know.
Yeah, outside here, yeah.
And that's last.
Yeah. And the bar used to be in just that little section there. I would say the bar where you serve the drinks and the curry goat and whatever.
So how would people know to come here?
Yeah, you have flyers out, you promote it. And even like the night of the dance, we used to have a car with horns, playing the music and announcing the dance and throwing out flyers, you know.
And did you have like banners or anything up?
Yes, because 2 weeks before the date of the dance, you would have a banner out there. And you would have your regular invitation that you give out at least 2 months prior to the dance.
2 months?
Yeah, that's right.
And this is where you're from, isn't it? This is where you're brought up?
Yeah, all this area, yeah.
So did you know most of the people?
Yeah, we know most of the people, but you see, actually, what really draws the crowd is the dance promoter.
You can walk from here and go right up there. No, you can't
could
do
walk
that.
every dance hall. 5 dance keeping tonight. And we're going to go all them, and we're going to walk
dance we go.
from 1 to 1, and a bunch of us.
So you think that's a
and
shame?
nothing wrong, but things change. Yeah, life change. These new people grow up hostile and vile. We don't ought to go with them. So we keep our cool while they end up like a fool. Yeah.
They come to the bar.
Yeah.
They come to the bar and they order the drink.
We just take a quick one over.
Yeah, we're going to go our friend place. It's a PMP place in this school.
Yeah,
it's nice.
Bye. Old time Last Street. Yeah. Yeah, I went East Branch too. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. This is Rosemary Lane.
Right down to Milky Bank.
Rosemary Lane.
That's right. Milky Bank there, you know?